Assalamu alaikum. I hope that you are all fine. I'm Heather with another episode of Point to Ponder with Heather. In the previous clip, we raised doubts over Shakespeare's authorship, right? And here we are going to answer certain questions. If Shakespeare did not write the work of Shakespeare, then who wrote? This is the question we are going to answer in today's clip. There are different theories regarding this. Some say Bacon wrote it. Maybe you know Bacon. Bacon is a very famous prose writer and a brilliant writer, a scientist. Some say it is Marlow who wrote this for Shakespeare. These are all theories and conjectures. Nobody could prove them, right? Now, the third, person upon whom, it is sad that he is the man behind the work of Shakespeare. It is Edward de Vere. Who is Edward de Vere? Edward de Vere was an Earl. Earl means that he belonged to a royal family. And he was quite a learned person, a scholar of great repute. Edward de Vere was born in 1550 and he died in 1604. This Edward de Vere was such a great scholar that, and it is, his work is available, but he is known as a poet, not a dramatist in the history, because the work, that we today associate with him, this Shakespeare's work, so we don't have any proof. But still, what the life of this Edward de Vere, so far what I have studied and read about this man, so I feel that he could be the man behind Shakespeare's work. How and why? Number one, Shakespeare writes about royal intrigues. He writes about court life. Believe me, that ordinary people, common people like Shakespeare, they were not allowed even to go near the courts. The court, the royal life, they know nothing about royal life. Then how Shakespeare wrote about royal life? Henry VIII, Richard, King Richard, how it was possible for him to write about the court life, number one. Second thing, since Edward de Vere himself belonged to the royal family, his father, he, not only his father, even his grandfather, they were the patron of theater. Love for drama, theater, it reigned in the blood of Edward de Vere. Very logical. The third thing, you would be again surprised that we see so many references of Greek, Latin, Italian in the work of Shakespeare. Although Shakespeare never, we don't have any proof that he ever learned Greek, Latin, Italian culture, language. Then how it comes that he has given so many references? Okay, the answer lies here. His father, Edward de Vere's father, had hired not one, but 3, 4 tutors for Edward de Vere. One used to teach him Greek, the other used to teach him Latin, and another, interesting fact about Edward de Vere is the grand tour that he undertook. In this grand tour, he went to Italy, he went to France, and he discovered these. And the most of the plays that Shakespeare has written, they have been based on Italian literature. Just imagine a person who hasn't read anything, who knows nothing about Italian literature. How can he base his work on Italian literature? So this is very much true about Edward de Vere, that he, on a grand tour, visited these countries. He saw their culture. He studied their literature, and later on he composed these plays. For example, Twelfth Night, for example, is a famous Shakespearean comedy. It is based on Italian play. I have forgotten the name of the play, but it is based on Italian play. Then another fact which I want to share with you today is the maternal uncle of this Edward de Vere. You know, he was a very scholarly person, a very and this maternal uncle was Arthur Golding. And this Arthur Golding has translated uh, Ovid's Metamorphoses, you know, into English. Just imagine, you know, this man has such a literary background. Now, you know, compare Edward de Vere to Shakespeare. Father illiterate, mother illiterate, not only parents illiterate, he himself was illiterate. And not only he himself, but even his own children were illiterate. How could, you know, okay, Shakespeare was illiterate, but after writing dramas, plays, passing on so much knowledge, you know, he has added more than 2000 vocabulary to the English literature. Just imagine his own daughter, his own children, absolutely illiterate. How it could be, yaar? This at least doesn't appeal to me. Okay. A very pertinent question, which must be there in your mind, is why Edward de Vere hid his identity, or why he wrote under a pseudonym Shakespeare. This is an important question. You know, it has a simple answer. Those days, writing plays by the royal family was considered to be not something good. There was a stigma associated if a member of the royal family was seen writing plays, you know, um, one thing. Second thing, the name Shakespeare has a very interesting background, you know. This Edward de Vere is said to be uh, penmanship on the one hand. He was a very good writer, brilliant writer, no doubt, but he never missed targets, you know, while shooting. So this was, you know, he was known as shaker of the spears. You know, shake and you know, spear. So he was known as shaker of the spears. So in this, you know, this was how he adopted the name Shakespeare, a pen name for his literature, for his work. Now, third thing, it's not me saying so. You can go online, and the first person who raised doubt on this authorship, it was Mark Twain, and he even wrote a book. The name of the book is Shakespeare Dead? So please see it and check it and confirm it and try to reach your own conclusions. Thank you.